Chapter 10:35. Heaven. Surveying 5 Xiangs, Qi Clan's 2 Immortals. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. The sky was grand and vast. White clouds rumbled, moving below one's feet. A huge lion growled lowly as its 4 limbs stepped on the air, flying towards the cloud layer. This lion's body was like snow. It was completely white. Its thick mane swayed in the wind. Strong air currents were created below its feet. On the lion's back there was a huge chair. 2 Gu Immortals, one male and one female, were sitting together. The female was old and looked like she was in her 60s, but her eyes were shining brightly. She was excited and could not sit still, looking around. And the male had the appearance of a young man. He had a sharp nose and long thin eyes. His body was emitting a cool and experienced aura. "Great uncle, your steed is really amazing. It can travel on the clouds. In just half a day, we have already flown tens of thousands of li," the female Gu Immortal praised. "This is a desolate beast Qi Grand Lion. It is not flying on the clouds, but it has the ability to control air currents. Thus, it can fly," the young-looking man explained patiently. "A lion that can control air currents and fly in the air. I have never seen such a thing. Desolate beast. What does that mean?" the female Gu Immortal asked. The young-looking male Gu Immortal smiled silently. "Chi, you just ascended to become a Gu Immortal. It is normal that you do not know about common knowledge of the Gu Immortal world. This Qi Grand Lion has Qi Path Dao marks on its body. Once it matures, it can soar through the skies. But this type of lion is very rare now. It is almost extinct in the 5 regions. It can only be seen in White Heaven and Black Heaven now. As for desolate beasts, they are a certain rank of beasts. Like how Gu Masters have rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3, other than desolate beasts, there are ancient desolate beasts and immemorial desolate beasts. Desolate beasts are equivalent to rank 6 Gu Immortals, because one desolate beast can fight evenly against a rank 6 Gu Immortal. And ancient desolate beasts are equivalent to rank 7 Gu Immortals, while immemorial desolate beasts are equivalent to rank 8 Gu Immortals. The female Gu Immortal, Chiha, heard this and her eyes shined. She assessed the Qi Grand Lion again, thinking, "No wonder I felt such danger from this lion. Thanks to Great Uncle, I survived the tribulation from ascension and became a Gu Immortal. If I had to fight this lion, I might get torn to shreds." The young-looking Gu Immortal, Chizai, was hundreds of years old and he had rank 7 cultivation level. He only looked so young because of lifespan Gu. He was old and experienced. Seeing Chihi's face, he could guess what she was thinking. Stretching out his arm to pat this junior's shoulder, Chizai consoled, "Little He, don't worry. Most people are like this after becoming immortal. When the matter I have to deal with is settled, we can return to Chi-Si Grotto Heaven. Your seniors are there. If the seniors know that our Qi clan has another Gu Immortal, they will be very happy. You will live in the Grotto Heaven for some time and learn from your elders. Remember to observe carefully and ask questions. Thank you for your advice, Great Uncle." Qi. He had a serious expression, standing up and bowing to Chizai solemnly. Let's sit down and talk." Chizai nodded, showing a proud expression on his face. He sat down, showing a confused expression. She hesitated for a while before saying, "Our Qi clan has a lot of Gu Immortal elders. Why are we not imitating southern border superforces like Wu clan and Shang clan?" Chizai smiled as he said, "You want to ask, why is it that we elders who have become Gu Immortals are not acting like Wu clan and Shang clan, looking after our descendants? Instead, we allow our juniors to get bullied and suppressed. Is that right?" "I wouldn't dare to." "Qi," he said anxiously. "In the past, when I had just become an immortal, I had the same question as you." Chizai sighed. He showed a look of reminiscence. "The reason is quite complex. It will take some time to explain. The underlying cause of this relates to our Qi clan's ancestor. He was one of the heaven-surveying 5 Xiangs thousands of years ago." "Heaven-surveying 5 Xiangs?" He asked. The heaven-surveying 5 Xiangs were 5 publicly recognized Gu Immortal experts in the southern border during that time. The 5 of them had rank 8 cultivation level, at the peak of the Gu Immortal world. They often collaborated and explored White Heaven and Black Heaven together. They had a close relationship. Thus they were known as the Heaven Surveying Five Xiangs. Our Qi clan ancestor was one of the five Xiangs, Xiang, and our Qi clan cultivates Qi path primarily. Rank 8 Gu Immortals. Qi. He was lost for words. Qi's eyes sighed. In the absence of rank 9, rank 8s dominate. Every rank 8 Gu Immortal is a legend. Their actions have huge impact. And back then, the heavens surveying five Xiangs were extremely famous, even in the other four regions. And because these five people had similar interests and a close relationship, they often fought enemies together. In most situations, rank 8 Gu Immortals work alone. Thus, in White Heaven and Black Heaven, other rank 8 Gu Immortals would avoid the heaven surveying five Xiangs if they encountered them. During that time, Southern Border's Gu Immortal world had the edge over the other four regions. Because of the five Xiangs, they had incredible fame. But dozens of years later, the heaven surveying five Xiangs disbanded. As he said that, Qi's eyes tone became deeper. Why? Qi, he asked. Qi's eyes sighed, continuing. I am not sure about the exact details. Supposedly, back then the heaven surveying five Xiangs found a huge secret while exploring White Heaven. This secret represented an unimaginable achievement, but only one person could obtain it. All of the five Xiangs wanted to get it, but they did not relent. Because their strength was similar, and because of their relationship, they created a bet. Bet? That's right. This bet had a 1,000-year duration. The rules of the bet were, the five Xiang could only watch as their descendants developed on their own. 1,000 years later, whichever clan had the most Gu Immortals would be the winner. Qi. He considered the time. 1,000 years had already passed. She quickly asked, then who won? Qi's eyes smiled bitterly. 1,000 years later, two clans had the same number of Gu Immortals. The victor could not be decided. The other three clans were unwilling to give up. Thus, with two clans against three, another round of betting was decided upon. Thus, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years. Until now, the five ancestors already died long ago, but the bet is still ongoing. So that's it. He heard this old secret and was tongue-tied. After a while, she accepted this fact and sighed. That means without this agreement, Southern Border would have 5 more super forces? But Qi's eyes shook his head. Among the 5 Xiangs, there were lone immortals and demonic path members. Developing clans is something only righteous path members generally have the patience to do. Our Qi clan had Xiang. Who are the other 4 Xiangs? Qi He asked again. Qi's eye responded. Xiang, Nixiang, Baixiang, Shuixiang, Xiang. They were known as the heaven surveying 5 Xiangs. The following place I am going is where the current generation, Nixiang, is. Why does great uncle want to go to Nixiang? Qi's eye hesitated for a moment before smiling. All right, it is not an issue to tell you. Recently, a huge matter happened in Southern Border's Gu Immortal world. Large numbers of Gu Immortals died around Yitian Mountain. One of our elders from Qi clan died there. Thus, we are here to find the current generation, Nixiang, so that they can help us deduce the truth. Ah, Yitian Mountain, Qi, he cried out. Regardless of what had occurred in Fang Yuan's previous life, this time around the Battle of Yitian Mountain involved both mortals and immortals. Thus, Qi he had heard about it long ago. But she only knew that Southern Border's forces sent their mortal experts to attack Yitian Mountain and exterminate the demonic path in order to defend the righteous path. In Southern Border, there had been no demonic path power that was so brazen to create a force. Thus, the righteous path was trying to take them down. Qi's eye thus told Qi, he the gambling contest of Yitian Mountain. To stir Qi, he finally realized that the truth was like this. She muttered, the difference between immortal and mortal is as far apart as clouds and mud. Those rank 4 and 5 experts are just pawns of the immortals. This truth had great impact towards Qiha, who had just become a Gu Immortal. Sitin Qi's eye heard this and smiled internally. When Gu Masters become immortals, not only would their strength and cultivation change, their mentality also had to change. At this moment, Qi's eye could use the matter of Yitian Mountain to stimulate Qi's growth, so that she could adapt to her new identity. Soon, there was silence. Only the Qi Grand Lion was still running in the air. Qi's eye and Qi he had turned silent. Clouds moved around them. The world seemed vast. Because there were goo formations on the chairs, they did not feel any wind or noise. Could any mortal see such a sight? Qi. He saw this and felt how huge the world was. Mortals were like insects. Her complex feelings faded gradually. She thought, that's right. I am a goo immortal. I am not a mortal anymore. Mortals and immortals are different. I need to remember this. After telling herself that, Chi-He's mood returned to normal. Even her mind had undergone a change. Chi's eye nodded internally at this, saying, actually, during these last few thousand years, among the descendants of the heaven-surveying five Xiangs, our Qi clan is the most prosperous. Shui Xiang's descendants cultivate bloodpath. They are almost wiped out. Qi Xiang's descendants are staying inside their immortal aperture and live like livestock. They do not have any urge to improve themselves. They are lazy and only want to eat. They are nothing significant. Bai Xiang's final traces of bloodline have all died recently. As for Ni Xiang, even though they have several branches in southern border, there are no longer any Ni clan Gu immortals. Te understood why. She nodded. Becoming an immortal is really difficult. If not for great uncle's help, I would have died in the calamity and tribulation already. Chi's eye smiled, shaking his head as he said to Chi Ho, with deep meaning, actually, Ni clan had the most hope in producing Gu immortals. But because of that, the other clans obstructed them, resulting in their pitiful state now. 3,000 years after the bet was created, Ni clan had a greatly talented refinement path Gu immortal Ni Ren. He was the final Gu immortal in Ni clan's history. Before dying, he planned for his clan's future. He broke the rules of the agreement, helping Ni clan in selecting immortal Gu to refine into his future descendants' bloodline.